Okay, welcome back, guys. So the last episode ended on this note that we managed to create jumping, but we also jump forever. So somehow I need to ensure that if I'm already jumping, I shouldn't be able to jump even more. And it's actually not that difficult. So let's go back to our code and let's create a new variable here. It's gonna be a Boolean, like this, and it's gonna basically say, are we jumping or are we not jumping? So let's say is jumping. And so from the beginning, when the game starts, is jumping should be false, because we're not, or actually, you know, the game starts in the air. Yeah, to make it simpler, let's just put this jelly, let's put him on the ground. Oops. I want to move him. Let's see. Yeah, let's put him on the ground like this. So he is not jumping from the beginning. So his jumping is false. Let's see. Yes. And so when I start jumping, I need to set it to true. So once I push the character up into the air by setting this velocity, where I have this jump force as y component, I'm setting jumping to true, and I'm only running this piece of code starting the jump if is jumping, if it's false. So that is the only condition when I'm jumping. If the player pushes the arrow up, and I'm currently no jumping. And obviously we can write like this instead of equal to false. It's the same thing. Cool. So this means that I can only jump once. Let's see if it works. Yeah, see, and now I cannot jump more because the game thinks that I'm still jumping. So I need a way to reset this. I need to set is jumping to false when we touch the ground. So somehow we have to decide, we have to detect when we're touching the ground, and it's kind of it might sound challenging, but actually it's not that challenging. At the end of the day, guys, it's Unity. Nothing is challenging in Unity. So the thing we need to do is we need to detect collisions in code. So this is actually very interesting. We need to be able to detect how different objects are colliding. So to do that, we need to create a new function, and it's gonna have a very special name: on collision enter to D. So it needs to be exactly this name, and it has one parameter called collision to D, and we call it other. So this special method right here that we have called on collision enter to D will be called as soon as our character, as soon as our jelly collides with something else. Now, it could be the ground, it could be some other player, it could be something else. I mean, we really don't know what it will collide with. So therefore, we need to check so that this other object is actually the ground, that we have collided with the ground and nothing else. And it's very easy to do. You go to tile map here and you need to create a new tag. So add tag here, and let's see, yes, list is empty. So click here and call it ground. So we're gonna add a new tag and we're gonna call it ground. Very good. And now if I go to tile map again, I can select ground here, so that if it is the case that we collide with the ground, we will be able to detect it, and we will be able to detect it very easily by debugging like this. So if I do debug.log, I will be able to print things to the screen, and I will be able to print other game object. So I'm taking this variable and then I'm saying, okay, give me the game object that I have collided with, and give me the tag of that game object. So if I save that and if I run the game, you'll see if I go to the console, I have collided with the ground. You see? So it is actually working. And so the next step for us is to actually just switch is jumping to false as soon as we touch the ground. So it's very easy to do. If other that game object, So we need to get the game object that we collided with. And then we use a special function called compare tag. So if the tag is actually ground, if we've touched the ground, then what we need to do is that we need to set is jumping to false. It is as easy as that. So let's go back, let's run this and see what happens. Okay, I jump and I can jump again. Yes, very cool. So as you can see, each time I touch the ground, I'm able to jump again.